So in this video we are going to talk about another case study for an SME, a retail business in Southeast Asia who implemented small things with respect to privacy and built them up, scaled them up as they grew their business. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see new content on data privacy, and as I said, we are going to talk about a business in Southeast Asia who scaled up privacy. Privacy. Everyone thinks it's a compliance issue. Well, yes, it is a compliance issue, but it is not only a compliance issue. It is far beyond compliance issue. Why is far beyond compliance issue? Personal data is being misused a lot these days, right? Telephone numbers traditionally also have been misused. People would start making calls, especially in the old days of landline phones where the caller ID was not there, so you won't know who is calling you up. Though the percentage was less because people were pretty decent, but these days picking up your information from any source is very easy and misused. And we will be talking about this all around when we talk about privacy. But for businesses, it is important that the personal data that they collect from their data principals to their customers is very crucial to keep it sacred. Why is it very crucial? Because if that is breached, and it is known that it got breached from your organization, it can impact your market reputation, your business in the market as well. So you need to secure the future of your business, so you should implement privacy practices. In Southeast Asia, there's a business, retail chain business, and the first challenge that they have is, well, it's actually not a challenge. The fact is that they have a lot of customer loyalty privacy data. When we say customer loyalty privacy data, it is not just their name, phone number and address, or a bit of online payment, credit card, etc. It could be their preferences, it could be their schemes that they opt for, it could be the products that they buy or prefer to buy. So there's a lot more than just name and address. And they didn't have any proper data protection or data leak prevention strategy. They were using external services for marketing of their products and vendors who would deliver on their behalf to the customers, right? The shipping companies, the courier companies, the local dispatch companies, right? So these are all vendors. So marketing and vendor, so everything at risk because of these guys as well. No clear privacy agreements with them, lack of privacy framework for the organization itself, and on top of it, small organization, limited resources, limited funds. But if you handle that intelligently, and we have seen that in a couple of case studies earlier also, then this is not a limitation for you. They also used open source tools for mapping data, took a complete inventory of their data processing. When I say data processing, collection of personal data, storage of personal data, usage or actual processing of personal data, sharing it with third parties and deleting it. So any of these 5 processes comes under data processing when we talk of privacy items. They used policies from templates, and it's not very difficult. Pick up the template, map it with your business and add your business related points, customize it. And then they picked up their website and started publishing their privacy notices. Now the moment you have made a policy, the moment you have decided something, the moment you know or realize while creating your policies as to what is your commitment with your customers, it's easy to create a privacy notice as well. And the moment that goes on the website, your customers' confidence on you increases. They went back to their vendors and added privacy items in their agreements. Not a very difficult thing. You don't want them to misuse the data. You want them to be responsible for safety of the data. You want them to be responsible of staying away from misuse of data. They implemented 2-factor authentication, username, password and OTPs for accessing their databases, for accessing their data. So all these small steps started making them more secure in terms of brand image outside, more secure in terms of vendor contracts, more secure in terms of handling their data or handling the personal data that they have created. And then they appointed a single point of contact and built up incident management plan for their organization. What if something goes wrong? Who is responsible for it? So that learning also becomes easy, right? What would go wrong? What kind of feedback are you getting from customers? It's not an open area to get that. A single point of contact gets feedback about your business, makes it easier to improvise things in your business. So what are the key takeaways here? Again, start small, scale up. Look at the Indian geography. We are yet to finalize the detailed rules. We'll then get 2 years to be fully capable. Let's start small. Pick up small things. Maybe pick up internal mechanisms like HR, right? Before going out to vendors and getting complicated into vendor agreement and customer agreement and delivery agreement and all that, start small, start within your organization, scale them up one by one. Pick up department by department. Don't just go ahead and buy expensive tools and start building up and saying, oh, now I have a tool, then then my risk is reduced. No, your risk is not reduced by tools. Your risk is reduced by actually implementing privacy things. You can do simple data mapping on spreadsheets and Word files and doc files, create policies out of templates, build your brand by publishing your agreements and contracts and policies on your website, and that would help you. Building brand, what would that do? That would bring more revenue. People will safer, get you revenue, you get more funds, and you can start planning up the scaling up also. When you do one department, you know what kind of cost and involvement of staff came in. Then you can start building up accordingly and say, okay, one department, one quarter, X amount of time for X level of people, this much of fund. Another department, maybe another quarter, because now you are adding on. You've done your HR completely. Now you are adding on vendor contracts, right? So because you have done the employee contracts and NDAs, rebuilding or building up or adding up privacy items into a different kind of contract may not be very difficult, right? I'm not saying it is very easy, but it may not be very difficult also, because now you have experience. Privacy does not need to be expensive. Privacy needs just building up things like any other thing. Just build up privacy practices in your organization. Use simple tools. Save your time, save your effort. And if you think it is going to go large, then by doing small things, you get experienced enough to plan your future budgets. So that's about this retail business case study in Southeast Asia, where they built up the privacy items at a very low cost and scaled up as their business grew and the customers' trust improved on them. I hope you like the content of the video. Please press the bell and the like icon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and share your feedback in the comments.